up guys, welcome back to the channel. We are here for Brad Philpot's karting event at Formula Fast. So I've never gone to this track before, so it's going to be fun. What do you think?
We've got some brand new cars to drive, some drivers who have never been here, some drivers who have been here hundreds of times, so it's going to be quite a tricky night. We're going to have to overtake slower people, try and beat the really fast people.
Yeah, still we might have enough weight, but I'm in your group so it'll be fun either way.
We're racing against everyone all night, but I'll be in your group for all the practice sessions. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see you guys in the race.
So, just before the race, wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what we were doing. So, there was 4 groups. I was in group 2 with Brad, and we were each doing 3 quali sessions, which were all 10 minutes. We could practice pit stops in there as well. So yeah, basically that was the format, and then we were going to either go in the D, C, B or A, and then the top 2 in each would move up. So I've never actually been to this track before. I had to put in 45 kilos, 29 in the seat, and then some more on the sides. But yeah, I'm going to head you guys to the first quali, and we'll talk through how I'm going to do. So, time for the first quali. As you can see, we picked kart 11. We're at sort of the back, there was only one person behind us. But yeah, let's sort of get out there and we'll just talk through as we go along. So immediately, when I came out the pit box, I had to make sure I warm up my tyres. I'd never ever been here before. I kind of had an idea of what I was doing, but at this point I sort of just wanted to get myself going and just get some speed going. Immediately I was like, oh, why am I gaining on this guy so much? I thought I was going to be quite slow. So I was like, maybe I could easily get past this guy. But I thought I'd follow him for a little bit. But yeah, we'll sort of get on to a point in a second where I can give you a first run through for a good timed lap. So it's been a few laps now, and we've been kind of stuck behind this guy, and we've actually done a decent-ish lap. It wasn't very great, but finally he does let us through. So now I'm going to try and show you on this next lap, basically, our pretty quick lap. So yeah, let's do it. So you're coming through, and you're going to kind of let off slightly, and you're going to get on the power. It's a little bit of a slide, then you're going to get to the left. Then you're going to turn the car, make sure you get around that apex like that, cut back in, try run wide. Then I was doing it a tad wrong, coming a bit too wide, but you can keep it nice and close in through there. Then you're coming down the back straight. Here, I didn't really get it right in the first section. I was going quite far on, but I can talk to you about that later. And then you're coming around here, you're getting set up, you're going to go a little lift off, and then get the power back on before you run up to the line. So now, I'm going to be showing you my fastest lap of the session. It was actually just done before I did my pit stop. But yeah, here we go. So, not a bad first part of the lap. A little bit wide through there. Into the snail. Really nice. Get up really close to the curb. Ran nice and wide. Got quite close through there. A little bit wide through out there. But in the next run, you'll clearly see that I do change my method through there. Trying to get any bit of the kart that was actually in this part was actually really good. But yeah, as now we're just coming to the line, and yeah, that was our fastest lap of the session before we pit, and when we came back out we didn't improve. So yeah, nice. So now I'm going to show you guys how the pit stop works. So you can floor it, there's no speed limit. You've got to get your car in the beam of this one. You've got to wait for the green. So you start getting ready. That wasn't great for it was my first time. Kind of get the front of the car on it. Start to creep forward a little bit, then go. That is basically all you had to do. And yeah, that was my pit stop. And I'll just basically see you guys in the next session. So yeah, here we are guys. We're back in the next session. We ended up in P6 with the same lap time, of course, because I said that was my fastest. And we are actually going to be P6 in this whole session. I will just show you my 1 lap improvement on the way. Brad is just there to our left. So yeah, let's get going for quali number 2. So actually I was not in P6, but anyway, we have improved almost into the 32s, but here is our fastest lap in quali number 2. So, we've started to learn some new good lines. That was a decent line. Not a great corner there, could have been a bit better. We were kind of doing what you do in the wet there, but see what I mean now? I'm going to be getting a lot closer to the walls. See? A lot closer to the walls. Well, not entirely, but I was basically. And now we kind of have a new... You see how much better that was through there? You can see it, I kind of came through there a lot better. So yeah, and as we come to the line, it ends up being a pretty good lap. So yeah, I end up boxing afterwards, and then it ends up basically just finishing. This was the lap where I pit. Yeah, I probably could have got even a bit more time if I didn't slow down over the line. But yeah, I will see you in the final quali. So, annoyingly, there isn't actually any audio in this one. Don't know why. I think I'm going to be getting a new camera because this is quite old. I think this is a GoPro Hero 4. Yeah, very old. But anyway, we are here in the final quali. We've got kart 18. We've got to put a lap in there that's going to be good. And so yeah, I've already let in a couple of people through that I know is a lot quicker than me. Try follow them for a bit. Let's do this. So, we have improved. We are down to a pretty good lap. This is time for my fastest lap. Here we go. I'm sorry there's no audio, but still, pretty good turn 1. Hitting the apex perfectly. We're actually behind someone who in the first session was actually quite slow. And I was, because when I saw on the leaderboard that he'd passed me at one point, I was like, no, that ain't happening. So I was wringing the neck out of this. I was like leaning and everything. I end up doing a lovely part of the track here. Lovely. One of my best. Still, I did lose a bit of time to people through there. A little bit of a recorrection, but as we crossed the line, it was a pretty good lap. And there was only 4 more laps, which we didn't actually improve on. So yeah, I will see you in the next thing. So, we are here for the D final. Yep, we are starting P5 in the D final in kart 16. Yeah, it wasn't one of the better karts, but it was alright. It wasn't one of the worst ones. So yeah, the whole point now was we just knew that in our pit stop we had to do as much as we can do. So yeah, I will probably keep all of the footage on here besides cutting out bits here and there. And yeah, let's get into this race and let's see if we can move up into the C final. So we've been now moved into the correct order. I am now P5. So what's kind of going through my head is I am just kind of, I'm in a bit of an odd position here. I need to make at least 1 or 2 moves because you can't make everything on the pit stops. And I could be done as well by pitting as well. So I could get done by pitting. So I was thinking, I've got to make sure I have a good strategy here. So into turn 1, I didn't want any mayhemic things. And if you did guys know, Perico Karting was also at this place. And his girlfriend was starting right behind me. And boy, in this race, she had a couple goes on me. Let me just tell you that. She went for it a couple of times on me. So, we'll have to see what happens. Let's do this. First Brad Philpot channel members event. But look at that. The leader had already gone. We all thought that was a tad unfair. But anyway, we're off. And I knew we might need to defend into the first corner. I thought maybe go for a send, but we didn't. We do get absolutely smashed into the back. But yes, haven't lost any positions. Let's keep this up and let's just do what we've got to do to stay or maybe gain more positions. Someone pit on lap 1, which you weren't actually allowed to do. I thought he should have been penalised for that. Maybe he was, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see. Got hit in the rear again. Already lost a bit of time to the car in front, but that's okay. We're not as quick as them, clearly. I was thinking now, if he doesn't pit, we're pitting. And guess what? We make that pit stop. Creep forward now. we're out. So the KBR guy had actually failed his pit stop in front of me, so we ended up getting another position from that. But now we're in clean air. I knew that we were in clean air. We can now just try and get some laps going. In this session, I did almost beat my fastest lap as well. I think I did a 32.726, which was very close to beating my own lap. My best lap as well. So yeah, of course, mind you, without weight I'd have been completely up there in the A final, absolutely, because that weight takes quite a bit of time off. We're already gaining on this guy, and we actually was behind this person for the whole race. They came out in front of us, and yeah, we was behind this person, trailing them for the rest of the race. But yeah, as you can see on that sign there, car 10 had a failed pit stop. That was that KBR person. Yeah, which meant, look, next lap he will be pitting. He'll probably see it and have to pit again, as you can see up there on the sign. I made sure it wasn't me. Nicely getting in the slipstream sort of here. Getting right up close to the car in front. Maybe even at this point in the race I might have been able to make a move if I was just close enough. I wasn't really getting good enough runs onto here. If you want to have a good, like, go at it, you've got to have a good run along here. We do start gaining on a car in front. He actually is being about to be given blue flags. Yes, I think. Yes, he will be given blue flags. I remember that. He'll be given blue flags this lap. I actually got a really good run on him here, but just not enough. That second part of the acceleration, we didn't get enough run. There may have been a gap there. That probably could have been my only move the whole race, where I could have made it past this person. But yeah, a bit unlucky there. I guess we're just going to have to carry on, but we'll keep going. We've got a bit of a gap to the cars behind. I'll come back to you when we've got a bit of action happening. So, it's been quite a few laps now. And yeah, we're headed back into the snail, still following this person. We go quite a bit wide, and as I said, look, she completely sends it. Full on sends it and hits me. I raise my hand in frustration because that was a very late dive and you should only be alongside going into there. Absolutely the wrong move there from her, but I guess she probably was quite annoyed from being stuck behind me. But there wasn't really much I could do. I didn't have a great powered car out of the exits. It didn't have, so yeah. That was quite a big move, and yeah, so I was kind of like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. But back here we go again. A bit of a better entry to these sort of corners. That was a lovely entry as well. See, making some good lines on the actual race. We were actually doing pretty well. See what I mean? We're still behind this person in front of us, trying to follow them, getting in their slipstream, doing as much as we can. At this point, everybody had pitted and we were just trying to fight. At this point, which we realised for P3, which we knew. See, there we go, double whammy. I got hit into there as well. Another hit from behind. Raised my hand again in frustration, which both lost me time again to the car in front. But yeah, we were trying to gain on this person in front for P3. It wouldn't move me up anyway, but if there was any other penalties given, we may have moved up. But we were just trying to put ourselves on that podium. Kept looking behind us, seeing that she was right on our rear. So yeah, very, very, very tight racing. I'll see you guys near the end, I guess. So the last few laps are coming up, and we've actually sort of just reeled the car in front in. We've been trying our best, bringing the neck out of this car. As you can see, we're gaining loads of time on the car in front. We're getting in the optimal spot, but as you can see on the straight, we just don't. You can see how much they've gained out the exit. They've got so much more power on the straight, and we're just so frustrated that we can't get into a position to make the move. But there's only a few more laps now anyway. We're literally coming to the end. And that's it. That is the checkered flag. On the final lap, we had gained so much. But yeah, that was the checkered flag. We ended up finishing in a pretty good P4. I was still racing just to make sure everybody had realised, because into the pits just wanted to stay in the same order. But yeah, that was fun. It was a really, really good race. I mean, I've never ever been here before, mind you guys, and there was people in front of me that have been to this track loads. I got told afterwards that there are people that have won championships at this track in the D final. So I think I did really well considering here. But yeah, maybe I've got to try and come back here again and do a little bit better and show them up. But yeah, really nice race. Brad, good luck. Good luck.
How long? How long till I
Well, that's today. Didn't do very well, but we tried our best. I've never really done it before. Thank you for having me. How do you think I did?
I think you did very well, to be honest. This is a very technical track that needs a lot of track time to master, so I think your improvement and your final position is actually very strong, so I think you should be proud.
Gained a lot of time, so yeah, thank you. And I'll see you in Silverstone.
See you at Silverstone.
Bye-bye.